Hey there everyone, welcome back to the Shine Guide. Next up in the series, we'll be collecting all the blue coins in Pianta Village. Alrighty, we've gone through and collected all of the major shines here in the game's final stage, and all there's really left to do is to go through and collect all of the blue coins now. I'm starting here in Episode 8, mostly because the grand majority of the blue coins will be available to us here in Episode 8. That's pretty much how it goes in every stage of Super Mario Sunshine, though. As usual, we will have to visit a couple of other episodes to get the last few blue coins, as we will soon see. Kind of getting ahead of myself, though. The first blue coin there was kind of hiding directly, like right next to us as we spawn on the stage. Make sure to spin your camera around and spray that M graffiti off of the wall. Having done that, we'll hop down here to the underside of Pianta Village, and there's going to be another M symbol hanging out here on the ceiling. So we'll go ahead and spray that and collect that one. And from here, you can kind of get back up to the top side however you want. I usually kind of do this thing where I hop off on purpose and sort of hover back underneath. That allows me to do the monkey bars thing. I have messed that up quite a few times, though. I have actually died trying to fall that short distance, and because you have to hover at the sort of this precise moment. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that, no shame in that. You can use the mushrooms dot back up. Anyway, though, getting back into the main village area now, there's going to be a couple more M symbols for us to wash off the wall. Lots of M graffiti here in Pianta Village. And from here, we're going to walk on over to where this palm tree is. This is the one that's sort of, if you're looking at the stage from the spawn point, it's kind of off to the left here. And as with most of the palm trees here in Pianta Village, you can actually just run up the trunk of it, which is kind of cool. And for some reason, someone has this little platform here. Almost called it a tree fort, but it's just really sort of a platform. And from there, we will be able to hop back down and enter the tall grass over here. You can just barely see the blue coin that we're going to be grabbing next. So down we go. And you probably won't have too much trouble finding this coin as it hides in the grass there, but I've also noticed that since the grass is sort of like two-dimensional, if you turn the camera, if you lift the camera and kind of make it go straight down as you can make it go, makes it a lot easier to see what's going on in tall grass. There's going to be a secret shine in Delfino Plaza where there's a level with a huge level filled with tall grass, and we'll actually see that in use a little bit more, but that's a completely different video. We're over here near the spring now, or the spa rather, and running up the trunk of that palm tree also there was another blue coin up there for us. And here we've got a couple of those linked graffiti symbols. Got some triangles here. And of course, you probably already know how they work at this point in the game. But if you spray one, it's going to spawn a coin in the other one. And the coin will only exist for a short period of time. It has like a set lifespan. And it will disappear if you take too long. The timers on these coins are pretty forgiving. It's not like we need to be looking for a turbo nozzle or something like that. So we'll go ahead and spray the second symbol. And we'll be able to hop back over here to where the first one was and grab that coin for ourselves. Having done that, we're going to be heading over to sort of where the natural spring was in the center of Pianta Village. During the day, it's all dried up. But during the nighttime scenes, there's like a little natural spring right here. And I believe this is a waterfall. There's like that barred section. There's like a hole in the tree there. And if you spray that with water, it will spawn a blue coin for you. That's one of those nasty blue coins where I'm just not really sure how you're supposed to ever find that. But moving on as we sort of run down this dried riverbed, if you will, there's a couple more blue coins for us to collect there. I believe all of these coins in this sort of river section over here are available in nighttime episodes. In which case you'd kind of be swimming down the river instead of running down the river, but otherwise it's exactly the same. Having done that, we'll come on over here to the big tree in the center of the stage. And we'll hop up these platforms, and what we're going to be looking for is one of those blue birds. There it is. Just took off. Caught a little glimpse of it there. And on some of the stages, I kind of have a rough idea of where the birds can possibly land. I don't really have a whole lot of knowledge about this one. I kind of pay attention to that because on some stages when it flies off, it could go land on, the other side of the level or something like that. And there's really no point in sort of sitting around waiting for it to come back. Because, yeah, if it does land somewhere, I believe it'll stay there until you disturb it again. But it looks like we were able to take that one out relatively quickly before it got too far, if it's even capable of doing that. And finally, the last blue coin we'll be collecting here in episode 8 is by spraying that sign at the beginning of the stage. Again, another difficult one. Unless you're running around spraying every little thing with water, you're probably going to have a hard time finding that one. Anyway, though, we're going to be moving on to episode 3 now. This is that episode where Flood is taken away from us. There's some pretty interesting blue coins in this specific episode, as you will soon see. Unfortunately, though, since we don't have Flood and we do have to pick up Flood again, we kind of have to do this episode all over again. So this will be a little bit of a refresher, unfortunately. But the way I like to complete this shine is by coming over here on the right-hand side, and then we'll be able to swim up the river. We were kind of just here collecting blue coins. But as before, what I like to do is swim up here to where this body of water sort of ends. And what I like to do is just sort of hop in and out of the water, which causes Mario to sort of fling water around. It's like it's being picked up by his boots or something like that. And yeah, I kind of just make myself a little bridge. And then eventually I'll get to the point where I can just jump the rest of the way. So watch this. I'm kind of wondering why I'm not doing any spin jumps. Maybe past me knew that's not effective, or maybe I forgot to try it, but you would think doing a spin jump while you have water on you would sort of fling it all over the place, but I could be wrong. Anyway, moving on, we have now made it over to the distant platforms, and we're able to hop on up here and reunite with Flood. Flood's actually going to be sitting directly on top of one of the M graffiti symbols, so we'll be able to grab that one for ourselves. And I think this next one is going to be one of the most absurd blue coins in the game, in my opinion. This is kind of like the secret shine that we took a look at a couple of videos ago, where we stood on top of a palm tree and sprayed the sun, which spawned a shine. In this case, we stand on a mushroom and spray the moon, and it spawns a blue coin for us. Of course, now that we have Flood, we can clean a lot of this orange paint that's all over the stage right now. And if we do it in this spot, we'll actually see what has to be the largest M graffiti in the entire game. It's kind of lucky that it's so huge because it would be pretty easy to miss otherwise. I think it's still pretty easy to miss. I think a lot of these blue coins in this specific episode are a little nasty because, you spawn without Flood, so you really have no way of cleaning paint or cleaning off graffiti. And when you do get Flood back, you're standing right next to the NPC that gives you a shine, which collecting a shine takes you out of the level, so there's a lot of, opportunities for stuff to go missed here in this stage. Anyway, though, getting past that, if we come on over here to the right-hand side of the stage, we'll find this guy sort of running around with his backpack on fire. And if you chase him around, hitting him with a bunch of water, the fire will eventually go out, and then when you talk to him, he'll give you another blue coin. It's kind of funny, I'm just realizing that I always kind of thought that guy was carrying around a backpack full of fireworks, but I don't think they were ever fireworks. I think he's just a guy collecting mushrooms, so it's kind of a weird thing that I've thought for a long, long time, and I've just realized I was wrong the whole time. Anyway, though, there's one final blue coin there for us in episode 3. If you go back to the spa area, there's that big statue, and if you stand on its nose and ground pound it, it will spawn one final coin there. Again, that was just for episode 3. And then we'll be moving on to episode 5 here. Big thing for episode 5 is Yoshi. You can get a couple of blue coins with Yoshi that you cannot get otherwise. So here we go. We'll be unlocking Yoshi in the same way we've done in the previous episodes of the guide. We'll be heading on over here to this tree, which has every possible fruit growing on it. And then from there, we're going to have some beehives. We're going to have some bees to eat. We're going to have some butterflies to eat. Past me is trying to grow binocular eyes and see which fruit I was supposed to grab. I kind of forgot as I came over here. Squirrel. And it looks like we'll be using this yellow pear-looking thing that I've never truly learned the name of. Watching that throw over in the editor, it actually looks like I may have bounced the fruit over Yoshi, and then I think it hit one of those distant poles and rolled backwards, so I got kind of lucky there. I very easily could have just hucked that fruit clear off the level, which is a risk that you take when you throw the fruit from as far away as possible like I do for absolutely no reason whatsoever. But anyway, moving on, we'll be knocking off, this is the first of 2 beehives that are in Pianta Village. And this is pretty late in the game. You may already know that this is a thing, but if you haven't seen this yet, if you knock down the beehive and then use Yoshi to eat all the bees, the very last one that he eats will actually spawn a blue coin. So that's sort of an interesting blue coin that you can only get with Yoshi. Cannot fight the bees with Mario alone, so it's something you need to have Yoshi for. Anyway, moving on, we're actually going to be coming over right to where the fruit tree was, and if we hop all the way up here, you're going to see a huge pack of these blue butterflies, which is kind of cool. So we've seen blue butterflies in other episodes as we collect blue coins, but usually it's only like one, like lone butterfly. In this case here, there's a big number of them. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same thing. Just go ahead and massacre and just consume all of those butterflies. Because, I mean, we need a coin, man. Sorry, butterflies, we need the coins. And finally, coming on over here to the spa area next to the statue there, there's going to be one final beehive. Again, this is the one that has, like, so many dang bees. If you missed the 100 coin video, this is a great way to collect a bunch of coins. There's like 30 coins in this one beehive. But here we don't care about the gold coins, we're just here for the blue coin. And if memory serves, that was going to be the last blue coin that we collect in episode 5, and we'll move on to the final episode in our blue coin guide on Pianta Village, which is going to be episode 6. So this part of the video is pretty funny for me because we're down to, I believe, the final 8 blue coins in this stage, and they're actually all collected here in this episode in essentially the same exact way. But as I played this game for the first time a long time ago, I didn't know that these blue coins were here. So as I was sort of, halfway trying to collect all the blue coins as I played the game for the first time, I would look at my stats for Pianta Village, and I would be missing a ton of blue coins. And I thought I was just terrible at looking for blue coins, especially in this stage, but it turns out that almost a third of the blue coins in Pianta Village are collected like this. And basically what we're going to be doing here is redoing this shine. This is the one where the Piantas are sort of stuck in the paint, the orange paint. You pull them up, you clean them off, and then you get credit, and you got to do that 10 times. Well, 8 of the 10 Piantas here will actually give you a blue coin if you talk to them after you clean them off. So there you go. Like, there was one, and then there's going to be 2 more right here. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else thinks that this is kind of funny. There's like a certain humor that I find in this that no one else may understand, but it's like, yeah, you may have found all the blue coins, but these 8. And since you don't know about the way they work, you might be looking at your pause screen thinking to yourself, man, there's still 8 more blue coins out there. And I've been looking for hours and I can't find a single one. I can't even get started with the remainder of the 8. What's going on? But it turns out all you really needed to do was talk to a bunch of NPCs in episode 6. So anyway, a little bit weird to me. Like I said, kind of funny. But we'll go ahead and continue on and collect these final blue coins here in Pianta Village. This, of course, is the last, I guess, full-sized stage that we'll be collecting blue coins in. Pianta Village is the final level in Super Mario Sunshine, but it won't be the last time we collect blue coins. We'll be collecting blue coins in Corona Mountain, and then also in Delfino Plaza. We haven't done the blue coins there yet either, so still some blue coins to collect. This little kid here is one of the NPCs that will not give you a blue coin. This one NPC and another one of the NPCs, for whatever reason, don't give you blue coins, so it's not every single one, but I make sure to talk to every single NPC just to be perfectly certain. I definitely don't try to remember which ones don't give you the coins, because I feel like that's a recipe for disaster. You're going to forget one for sure if you try to do that, in my opinion. Or I would at least. Anyway, hitting up the sort of left-hand side over here. And then after this one, of course, there's going to be that last Pianta that's sort of way back here at the back side of the level. I was mentioning in the video on this shine that I kind of feel like this one's unusually far away from the other ones. All of the other Piantas are sort of bunched together in that main village area, and then there's this dude chilling way back here in this sort of, I called it the back alley of Pianta Village, and seems accurate in my opinion. Anyway, though, that's 210 blue coins in the game. We are almost there. Like I said before in the beginning of the series, we've got 240 to collect, so we're on the final stretch. So anyway, that's how I collect all the blue coins in Pianta Village. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.